Amman has 4 million people, drawn from all over Jordan and beyond, hoping to find work and a decent salary. In the middle of this concrete forest, there's a thirsty city, consuming one of Jordan's most precious resources.
When we will have an increased demand of 21% kingdom-wide, you don't have time to develop long-term expensive schemes. You really need to come up with the water in a very short time or while. And the only available short-term solution is groundwater. And this is really unfortunate because we have added to the over-exploitation and over-abstraction of water.
Having enough food is important. In the last 15 years, the population has doubled to more than 10 million people. With waves of refugees from Palestine, Syria and Yemen, Jordan's now ranked as the world's second poorest country in terms of water resources. Many blame Israel for being greedy, but others suggest more pragmatism.
The need of realpolitik when it comes to deal with Israel. What Jordan needs today, as long as they maintain a peace treaty and security coordination to make benefit of this relation. So we need to find partners and have ideas to make use of this important geography of Jordan. And this means realpolitik. You have to be friend for all your neighbors.
Over the last 60 years, the Dead Sea has shrunk by a third. Water levels drop by a meter each year. That, say scientists, is accelerated as the populations of Israel, Jordan and Syria extract too much from the Jordan River and Sea of Galilee.
And we receive our water shares as per the peace treaty. Now with Syria it's much more complicated, and since 1987 when the water agreement was signed, it has been quite problematic, the implementation of the shared water agreement. Upstream the Syrians have built more dams and drilled more water wells than the agreement stipulated.
Downstream, the Dead Sea is dying at a time when more people than ever come to visit the lowest point on land.
The number of tourists holidaying in Jordan rose by 8% in 2018, and that figure is expected to rise again with new developments being built here on the Dead Sea shore. And a $1.5 billion Jordanian Kuwaiti project is also underway to add more hotels, shops and an amusement park, because tourism is so important for Jordan's economy.
Jordan depends on surface water for a third of its supply through the 1987 agreement with Israel and Syria. The Syrians don't honor the agreement and have built 35 dams on the Yarmouk River. Since the 1960s, Israel has siphoned off water for its farms, roughly half the water that flows down the Jordan. As a result, businesses in the lower Jordan Valley have to drill deeper wells and face shortages despite growing lemons, cucumbers and dates commercially.
We expect the government to have a more active role about the water stored in Galilee Lake, because the water of the Yarmouk and the Jordan rivers are stored there and we should be able to access it. We need it for agriculture and drinking water. The government should be more active in building a big reservoir to store our water.
Jordan has plans to invest $3.5 billion to ensure its water supplies. But will it be enough, as the water diminishes each year and is now an issue of national security? Yolo Abdavid, the Newsmakers, in the Jordan Valley.